Hey, my name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this is our Wednesday night portrait class. And tonight we are drawing this illustrator. I totally forgot his name off the top of my head. Let me check real quick because I was looking up his work earlier. And earlier today I was like, wow, this is pretty exciting. Let me see here really quick. Let's see here. Oh, Edward Gorey. Edward Gorey. I should have known that. If you're not familiar with his work, it kind of has a Tim Burton kind of feel to it. So it's awesome. Kind of Tim Burton. That's who I would say his illustration and writing style kind of reminds me of. So there you go. So tonight we're going to be drawing him. We are live, so if you have any questions, go ahead. Let's see. Nanette has asked, are there certain pencils we should use? There's Louise. Well, Nanette, let me tell you what I use. If I wasn't drawing on my iPad, I am a huge fan of Crayola. I know this sounds crazy, and I know that these aren't fancy art pencils, but I have sketchbooks filled with Crayola pencils, colored pencils. And I'm not really interested in the color per se, but it's just the darker values. And what I like about them is there's some wax in them, so it doesn't smear. Now, the only downside with these is that you can't erase them. So, but it won't get on your hand as all. So I really love Crayola pencils. And usually I'll get a nice dark one and then I'll stick with it. Now, you could also end up using just a inexpensive Bic mechanical pencil would also work as well. But if you're going to use an art pencil, I recommend that you stay in the 2B to 4B range. That is a little bit of a softer lead, and you should be able to get a nice dark value. Thing is, with the softer leads, you're going to have to learn how to push and pull, and that's really key when you learn to draw, is that the amount of pressure you're putting down. So great question on that. So that's what I would do. I would just use a typical sketchbook when you're going to do this. That is a great, just something off the shelf, nothing fancy. We're at a point in our career that I don't want you to worry about materials or the cost of materials. I just want you to bang out drawings one after another. So there's 3 different possibilities for you. Okay, so what I've done is this first, we're going to start drawing him. I zoomed in closely to his head. And then once we get done with that, we will draw the cat around his head. So if you put this on your paper, just leave room for the cat. I'm going to, once I put my picture down here, I'm going to reduce it and make it a little bit smaller so I can make room for the cat. So the size of my portrait on my paper is going to be about 3 by 4. So just keep that in mind. 3 by 4, and then we will add the cat after we get the head done. Okay, there you go. Let's do this, and let's start off with a sphere. Okay, start with a sphere. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a second color here, and don't forget, do please subscribe. That's always a huge subscribe and like the video. And tell me in the comments what your favorite Tim Burton movie is. How about we'll go with that idea, right? I put that little red line down there for you to kind of give you a sense of the angle of this head, okay? So let's go ahead and try and match that. Okay, so we have the sphere, we have the angle. Now let's get in here and get that brow line angle. Okay, let's see. We'll do this. That will help you to envision that where that's going. So we're gonna now this angle that we first drew is not the center line. That's only the angle of the head. It's only the angle of the head. Okay, now let's get the center line. So this Oh Caroline movie, excellent. That is with the buttons, eyes, absolutely. Look, the center line goes right down the center of the nose. So where is it going to be at? Let's kind of put maybe a little dot right there. And that's going to be the center line. And you could erase the first one because that's just going to add a little confusion as we keep going here, right? Then let's determine where the temples are. And if you notice, one temple is on the very edge of what we see. It's right there. You see that? And then the other temple is going to be right over there. And then the back of the head, look at this. So look at the relationship between where those are in distance. So we already know, look at this, what we already know. We already know that one temple is going to be over there, right? We kind of have an idea where the center line is. And then let's before we go, let's just kind of like square up the back just a bit there. And I'm going to say this is about where the back of the head's going to be, right about there. So with all that being said, let's try and estimate where we think this temple, the other temple, is going to be right about there, I think. The position of these are probably so important. So take your time to get those accurate, because upon these key elements, we're going to hang. It's like the in a closet. It's what we hang all of our clothes on, you see? All right, let's come down here now. And this is a 3/4 view. So that's one side of his nose right there. That's the glabella. It's right here. You could touch it there. And then I'm just kind of putting in the tip of his nose. The tip of his nose here. There is, I have 4 tools of proportion. 4 tools of proportion. These are alignments that I constantly look for that help me keep everything in check, okay? They are horizontal lines, horizontal. There are vertical lines, negative shape, and cartoon check. All right. So, for example, if I were to look at the corner of his nose right there, and I'm to go straight up, look at that. That almost intersects the corner. It almost intersects the center of the glabella. You see that? So I'm going to come right down about here. This is going to be the edge of his nose right there. Now let's take a look at over here now. Here's the wing of his nose, and if I could do a vertical, wow, that almost comes in between the glabella and the temple. You see that? So if I go right about there and go straight down, okay, that right there gives me about the width of his nose. All right, so we can then use that now. You see? We could use that measurement to kind of get that idea of the width of his nose. Let's erase that here. I'm also going to erase that right there. Okay, now let's take a look at these eyes next. So, oh, let's do this. I'm sorry. Let's take a look at this corner here, and if I cut the that part of the sphere off, we're going to get a nice flat head. That's what we're looking for. So let's come up here. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to take off this now. And then this side, we're going to do something like this. And then the other thing was, look at that forehead. That forehead is like beautiful. It's almost as pretty as mine. So let's get that in place here. All right, so there's the forehead, and you can see how this will come up here. Okay, let's get this eye line. Now, this is interesting about his eye line. His eyes are not like, they are slightly, you see that? They're slightly like this. So let's be careful when we drop in our eye line here. We could put like a little line, but look how I'm doing that. I'm just through observation, I could see that his eyes are slightly like that. So we want to give ourselves some guidance in regard to that. Plus because we're looking down at him, we really see the roundness of the eyeballs. You see that? So usually I won't do this, but it's going to help me in this case. I'm going to kind of drop two spheres right here. I'm going to do it lightly. So these are like round. These are going to help me to see when I draw the eyelids, I can go around them. So I can come down here now. This is just, you see, I'm just kind of drawing around them. Now, thing is, when you're drawing the head from looking down, you could see this a little bit more than looking straight on. He's not an old man. What about the captain and his cat? Oh, he is an old man. This guy's been around for a while. I don't know how old he was when he was, I don't think he's alive anymore, actually. I dropped a little tone on the side of his nose there to help me. To help me kind of see it turn the corner. Okay, let's come in here and get these, let's get this the right side of his face now. So if we're coming in like this, look at this. And then we're getting the inside part of his orbital mass, I think they call it, right? Look at this. Got his cheekbones coming in. Hey, Russell, what is up, buddy? And Jan, you're okay. You're okay. You're good. Okay, let's bring in the side of his face over here and really get this nice three-quarter view, right? I'm going to erase this over here so we can see it a little bit better. And then look at this. This just comes down right into the temple there. You see that? And I'm going to add some shapes here, some shapes of shading. Now check this out. Let's get this ear up on top. Nicely drawn, right? Look how high it is. You see this? And then let's come over here and use a horizontal line. Where's this other ear? This other ear starts right about there. And let's get this nice overlap going here. Look at that. So already I'm looking at this and I could see that maybe my head needs to be a little bit longer on top. And this is where you can make those adjustments. One thing by using a sphere for the eyes, it really kind of gives a nice location for getting a person's bags. Okay, let's get some of the shading around his eyes here. This will help to set him a little bit back further in space. Really pay attention to the shape. All right. All right, let's get this, let's use and get the contour of his mustache here, right? All right, let's get the contour of his beard. Remember, you could see more of his beard on this right side. And I'm just using little lines here to describe his hair. There's a little bit of coarse shadow right there. And then look carefully now. I think probably that one was a little too dark there. Oh, what happened now? What did I just do? Let's see here. All right, okay. So looking at this picture here, and I'm looking at my drawing, I've made quite a bit of a mistake. You know me, I always fess up to you when I see something wrong. I have really kind of lost the depth. I've drawn his face too flat. You see that, where it's like almost like I'm looking straight at it, and I'm lost the angle. So how would I go about fixing that? So let me just take a look at here, see if I could quickly fix that without erasing a ton. Oh, I think maybe my nose did not go far enough to the wide eye here. Let's see if this helps. That helps a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to leave it so I don't mess it up. You know, it just happens sometimes, and that's okay. So sometimes you just got to roll with it, right? All right, I'm going to take this head now, make it a little bit smaller so we can get this cat in place. And let's bring up this new picture here. Okay, let's see how we do with this. Maybe I'll be better on the cat, right? All right, first thing, let's notice. Let's take some measurements here. Look, the top of the cat body is going right into his ear. The back end of the cat body is above his ear. So let's make sure that we get those positions right. So we're going to kind of start one right there. And the back of the cat's going to be way up there, okay? Let's also check this out. The nose of this cat is lining up. You see that with the bottom of his beard. Let's see, make sure we get that. Put a little line of measurement here. And then I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the negative shape. Look at this. Starting right here, look at that negative shape there. You see that? I think that's a pretty good measuring point. So let's put that in right there, right? Like that. I'm going to kind of come around here. All right. All right, then let's get this back, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to kind of use this. Look at this. Look at that negative shape right in there. You see that? Let's kind of use that to our advantage here. Just look at the shape. We're just trying to get a rough overall shape that we could go ahead and fill in. So now look at this. From here across, you see that? That's almost the same. Like this is a little bit wider there. You see that? So we could use that also as a measuring point. So let's see, right through the nose. I'm going to come way out here, I think. Way out there for my cat. There's the angle. Okay, I think that looks pretty good to me. Let me go ahead and delete those marks so I could see the picture. And then I'm going to make this picture just a little bit smaller. All right, now let's get his shoulders in, of course, as well. So this shoulder is going to come down here. And it's like right, lines up right with his mouth, this other one over there. All right, so now that you could see how I've kind of roughed in the overall shape. Now this will give me some nice proportion. So now we come in here. Let's get the cat's eye line here. And this is, he's kind of looking this direction over there, right? His nose, it's like 3/4. I'm just going to put some things in right here. This is going to help me a little bit. Where does his ear? His ear lines up almost with his with the guy's nose there, and this is, all right, there's one ear. Okay, there's the other ear. Now, let's pretend like we're gonna build this cat out of clay, and we just gotta think of what is in front of what. So this head here, now look at this. This head here is the first a bit of clay. So we're going to just kind of put this shape in here just like this. Then we're going to use overlap because there's that overlap. This right there is going to go around the head. And we have this third part coming right over here. So what we're doing is we're taking like the contour, we're taking the big picture, and now we're going to just start breaking it down a little bit more, breaking it down. All right, and then we've got this tail, goes right behind him back here. All right, I'm looking at the positions of those eyes. Cats have this little muzzle. Those cheeks come out. Now look at this one. I'm always looking for a nice straight versus curve. You see that? Look right above the, I went and erased that hard line above that cat's eyes. And just for tone, let's drop some tone in. Look, tone is going to go right up this cat's nose. Smack behind the ears, and this is going to go all over his whole body. All right, let's come in here and get this, define this ear here. And if it's hard seeing the foreshortening, then just look for value. Look for value changes. So much part of drawing is just observing the changes in value. And sometimes if you just put the shapes together, the whole thing will come together because you've got the right value shapes. And then the more that you draw, you'll start to see even more shapes and more. You'll start to see more shapes that you didn't see before because you're starting to really develop your eyes. Okay, this has got to have some tone over here as well. Just kind of looking over him here and just starting to add some more textures. Surface lines. Developing a little bit closer values that I like going on. And then I won't bore you with the trying to fill all this in with black. I'll do it after we're I'll do it after we are gone off the air here. Then I'll get some nice blacks in there. You know, if you're looking for extra help, let me just take a quick minute and just tell you to you might consider signing up for the daily draw. That's a class I have that we meet every day of the week, Monday through Friday, for about 30 to 40 minutes, and we take a look at something different every single day. Let me see what we did do. I think I may not have it with me here. Let's see. Yes, like today's class, we went through drawing every single angle of 9 of these heads. Is that great? And we were able to break that down in that short 30 to 40 minutes. And I think if you were in the class, you found that to be very helpful. But on Wednesdays, we always look at something that has to do with portrait design. Thursdays is character design. Friday is animals. Monday's always natural, and Tuesday is man-made objects. We did a banana split on Tuesday. So if you're looking for that extra help and you just want a little coaching and oversight to help you stick to a daily task of drawing, well, the daily draw is perfect for you. I'm going to put a link in the comment section that you could sign up. It's only $10 a month. Ends up getting you 5, 10, 20 lessons. 20 lessons a month. Wow. Can't beat that for $10. So listen, thank you all for tuning in tonight, and I hope that you found that helpful. Sorry I got my head just off kilter just a teeny bit, but I think it'll solve itself, you know. That's how it goes. Hey, my name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws. Thanks for watching, everyone. And I will see you later. Join our Facebook group even. You could find the link right here in the video description. All right? Go out there. Make your day great. Bye-bye.